So there's no motivation day today.
We'll pay you later.
Yeah. It's a big ass panel.
This is the heaviest. Emily, you look so strong. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, I did just do a writing workshop.
Who went to Emily's writing workshop?
We had some tech issues, but it was all good. It was all good.
Thank you.
Ooh, we might be on DC TV right now.
DragonCon.
Oh yeah, you can watch that in your hotel. If you miss something, you can just put on your pajamas.
Yeah.
Something.
It's not just in your hotel, we're actually streaming across the globe.
Oh my god.
So you might be having an audience. Who the hell knows where? Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Emily, don't swear. Much.
No, well, you got to leave the swearing until when Nell gets here tomorrow.
Savor it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're going to get started, so if you want to go ahead and start getting your questions, please go ahead and start lining up. And we'll kind of get things started here with, I'm a recent Earper myself. I just sat down, they're like, hey, there's this crazy cast of people coming. Are you interested? And I'm like, yes. Yes. I can't say the word that I want to use, and did use in that context. One of the things that I absolutely loved and watching you guys as an ensemble is, holy crap, you guys have fun. You have some of the most fun jobs on the planet. I'm just even interacting with this is crazy. Is this just a giant big family or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really call it work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, what are you going to do today? We're going to put some black contacts in, get a hand chopped off. Like, it's not work. It's just the most fun thing ever.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Excellent. Well, let's go ahead. I think we have some people ready. Let's dive on in because there's a lot of you and there's a lot of them, and the odds are against us. So come on in.
Hey guys. Hi. So I have a question about one of my favorite things about the season, Purgatory Case Files.
Oh.
So I thought it was such a great idea to have this platform where it could keep the fans engaged between episodes and gave us this rich Black Badge Division backstory that was taking so much time in an episode. And it also gave us this cool thing that gave us a relationship development between Nicole and Waverly, which in genre we're often relegated to just assume it happened off screen. So that was really cool to see. So I have two questions, one for Emily and one for Kat. So Emily, how far into the season did the idea of Purgatory Case Files came about?
Right.
And how did you fit that in as much as you could into the episodes? And Kat, in the beginning of the season, you were kept out of Black Badge. But with Purgatory Case Files, you were the one who found the greatest secret of them all. Spoiler alert! Wyatt Earp co-founded Black Badge with Matt Roosevelt. So how did it feel?
Last one? What? No, really. Can you say the last part again?
So you were kept out of Black Badge, and yet through Purgatory Case Files, Nicole was the one who found that Wyatt Earp founded Black Badge with Matt Roosevelt, which no one knew in the show so far. So how did it feel to have that revelation, have it kind of come full circle?
Okay. So when did it come about? It came about pretty late in the season. I would say when I was writing the finale and I was at Lexicon, they're like, here's one more thing you have to do. I'm like, oh my god. Which worked really well then because we could kind of reverse engineer it because we knew what happened in every episode. We could kind of tailor the case in Purgatory Case Files, which you guys should all see because it's remarkable work. And I didn't do any of the work. I want to say Digital Howard did it, and then a lovely young writer named Kristen Hanley wrote the whole entirety of all the stuff between Nicole and Waverly and whatnot. But it was fun. We really needed to make sure that emotionally both the characters were in the same spot in the case files as they were doing the episodes. But I was so impressed with how deep the fandom went down on it and examined it that I think we should do it again. You guys were way too smart. I just think we should keep doing it. And as usual, I often find this about the show, but I found people's theories about the Purgatory Case Files were so interesting and well thought out that there were lots of times I was like, damn, we should have done that. So I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I feel like I've said this so many times, but I'm going to say it again. I feel like this fandom is like nothing I've ever seen. It's so warm and so involved. It's so good looking and so smart and witty with excellent taste and actors. But I really feel like like it was a thank you, and I think that just speaks to the kind of show we want to be, that we wanted to give a gift to the fans for the off-season, and we wanted to do that. So thank you so much for participating, and I hope we can do it again. Yeah. How do you feel about the revelation, right?
How do I feel about it?
How did you feel about being the smartest at the end of the day?
Wow.
Yeah.
I just really liked doing the whole Purgatory Case Files in general because I felt like it was a really cool way to see Nicole doing her cop thing that we don't really have time to do on the show. So I just really liked doing the interactive stuff, especially getting to do voiceover work and getting to do the FaceTime stuff with Dom. I mean, I just thought it was fun. I thought it was really cool that we could provide this kind of second screen experience, and obviously you guys really loved it. I really loved seeing, again, the same thing about the theories and how involved people got with it, and yeah, I thought it was great. We know Nicole's a pretty smart cookie, so I think it was not surprising that she figured that out at the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, next one.
Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. Congrats on season 2. I'm over here. So in season 2, we met Gooverly, we met Wynonna, we even met Gukado. So my question to you guys is, yeah, follow along, you got it. What do you think the other characters would be like under influence of Goo? In particular, Kat, I'd really like to know what you think about Officer Hot, Goo version.
The Goo version.
Yeah.
Emily,
cold.
you first?
No. I want to know what Goo Dolls looks like and Goo Ock. Goo Octopus.
Goo Maybe that's what she whips out instead of a rat smoothie. It's like some sort of guac. Oh man, I'm so not as clever as like. I think a Goo Nicole would be really interesting because I think she might be one of the last people you suspect to have that evil in her. So I think it would be a really fun aspect of her to see.
What would dolls be
What
like?
would dolls be like?
It's boring.
Boring.
Are you taking your shirt off too? Or is this just
Tim, what would you be like if you touched the goo?
I honestly feel like Doc's been goo touched. Everybody lives in that gray area anyway. He kind of flirts with darkness more than the other characters already. So I honestly would love to see stick up his butt and Officer Hot. Touch the goo.
What are you talking about my butt, Tim?
Well.
It feels like when you said it all together like that. Yes, there was a lot of goo. Okay, there was a lot of goo this year, but it was fun. Yes, we're ready.
Hey, guys, love the show.
Thank you.
My question is for Timothy Brazon. How different was it going from playing Massimo in Lost Girl and being just a generally hated pain in the ass to playing one of the best incarnations of Doc Holliday I've seen?
See what you did there. You cut me down at first. And brought me up. I really like you and the banana behind you. Yeah, it was super funny. Last year I got to do one of a Lost Girl convention called Fables, where I met some of you wonderful people. And I was so nervous going into there because I knew how much everybody hated Massimo. And then the most comforting thing of all was when I saw in line, I saw Waverly's, and I saw Officer Hots, and I saw Bobo's, and I just knew, okay, I'm going to be safe because all the Earpers, there's Earpers here, and like the Earpers are going to save me from all the people who hate me because I killed Gail. But everybody needs to know that it's all Emily Anderson's fault. And, it all, like everything, comes full circle back to Emily. So, right there, directed that way. And thank you. Why is the banana there?
This is the best thing ever. Can we please have just like a bit of an idea of how this banana costume came about? Because my dad used to have a business called Mighty Banana, and that was like having flashbacks to my childhood.
It came about last year. That's when I first dressed up as the banana, and I couldn't decide what to dress up as, and I was like, you know what? I just feel like picking something random that doesn't belong to anything, and then just interacting with people.
Yeah.
Dude, you can never go wrong with a banana.
It's really the fanny pack that makes it
The best part about the fanny pack is I actually borrowed my mom's like old Velcro wallet.
Whoa, old school. Okay.
So I feel like I'm really embracing the whole like nerdy, ridiculous concept.
It's amazing.
I've always wanted to dress up as a blade of grass. All green, like bright green leotard, and then like gel my hair up. And everyone will be like, what? And I'm like, oh, blade of grass. Next year I will. We'll be there together. Maybe you can be the flower that comes on snow, that's the blade of grass. Sorry, Brandon.
Wynonna Earp.
Yeah, exactly.
The blade of grass.
I can't believe it. That's bad, isn't it?
I want the baby play
Wait,
in.
the banana didn't get to ask her question?
I want Wynonna's baby play in season 3, and will Crummy rise from his grave?
Sorry, say that
Am
again.
I?
Something I heard Wynonna's baby. That's all I heard.
How will Wynonna's baby play out in season 3?
Ooh. How will Wynonna's baby play out in season 3? Oh God, guys, season 3's coming. I gotta get going. I feel like the baby will always be a presence and is something worth fighting for, right? Like now we have a very concrete, that's not the word I'm looking for, like definitive kind of stakes of why we have to break the Earp curse. Because if Wynonna doesn't break it, this little Alice Michelle is gonna have to break it. But the baby went off on a helicopter, so I don't think the baby is going to be a physical presence necessarily in season 3. Or is it? I don't know. We'll see. Exactly how you want it to play out.
All right, banana.
Banana, you're up.
Okay, so I was wondering for everyone, what do you want to see happen with your specific characters or with the cast overall in season 3?
Yeah, what do you want to Nice one, banana.
Well, I want to know what's going on with my mom. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I feel like that's going to be really interesting, and it will be interesting to see how that plays out with Mel and Emily. I'm so excited.
Good.
But yeah, anyone else want to jump in on that?
I'm interested to see how Doc is going to live with the fact of kind of facing mortality for the first time. It's been 150 years, 238 years, 50s. It's been a while that he's been alive. And for the
That's an
first
actor
time,
lying about his age.
he's no longer ageless. So I'm curious to see how he deals with that, because I don't think he'll deal with it super great. I feel like he might be wimpy.
Just in the same way that Tim Rosen deals with it in the script, when he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and he's gonna kill me.
And I did die, and she did kill me. So the fears, they come from a good place, a real place.
You guys have all died.
I'm not shocked.
You grew up in a barn. The dolls woke up in a body bag.
Oh yeah?
What's going on with Dolls in the Cold? Let's talk about that. What's that?
Yeah.
Honestly, who wants to see more dragon lizard dolls?
Dolls with magic dragons.
Like, maybe full nude until the dragon goes, you know, full green, full fire, full everything. So I think it'd be interesting having a whole episode of dolls like fully committed.
Oh, nice.
Dolls. I think that'd be fun.
Frost dragon would be good. They don't do that on any other shows.
Yeah. We can totally afford
Don't be so boring.
I think I'd like to see, we were talking about it earlier, like, what's Nicole's deal with knowing about the cult? I think that's a really interesting, because I thought Nicole had a really solid relationship with her parents. It was just the vibe that I got, and then when we found out in episode 8-ish, around there, that she doesn't speak to her parents, that was a really big thing for me where I was like, oh, this is kind of, she's different than I thought her past might have been. So I'd like to see if the cult has anything to do with her past.
She ran away, she joined the cult.
Yeah.
Herself.
Yeah.
Good name. These are all very good ideas.
All right.
Thank you, Banana.
All right.
Anyone, any other fruit want to weigh in?
Hi, I'm sorry, I'm not a fruit.
That's fine.
My name is Anna, and my question is for Emily. It seems like a really difficult part of your job would be, and I could kind of see it on your face a couple questions ago, how do you make the really difficult decision about who to tell what, like what information to dole out to who and when?
Like as far as these beautiful people?
Yeah, at work.
Can they hear me? Are they looking at me? Well, the truth is, like, sometimes I just don't know. Is that a good thing to admit in front of a room full of other people? I really trust these guys. I've never had a cast like that, and I hope they know. They can't tell you otherwise because we're in public right now. But I hope they know if they really felt like they wanted to know something about where their character is going, they could come and ask me. And we always have a plan for the season, but plans always change, right? I think it's really good as a writer to have a plan so you can sleep at night, but you need to see what is happening on screen, what the gifts you're being given, right? If somebody's really good at comedy, you need to accommodate that in their character. If a relationship doesn't have any chemistry, even if you were writing to that, maybe you should be brave and kind of move away from that, if you can within the context. The only thing I don't want to do with actors is I don't want them to project something that's going to happen that hasn't happened yet. And I would never ever doubt it of these guys because they're all so strong, they wouldn't have this problem. But if you know a relationship's gonna break up, for example, 3 episodes from now, it might be harder for an actor to commit to the romance on screen. TV is just so crazy, it's so frantic. It's less about making choices to tell people and just trying to keep up, to be totally honest. But we do have a plan every year, I promise. Sometimes it's not getting pregnant, but sometimes we're learning a lot today. We're learning. Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Miss Dominique. Hi. Waverly obviously always looks adorable in the show, so I was just wondering if you had ever had an outfit that you felt like really strongly about, like you either loved it or you hated it, and do you know where your costume department shops?
So we need to talk, because I am exactly in the same boat as you. I love all of the costumes. I actually stole all of the costumes and nearly wore one here to DragonCon, and then realized at last minute I was like, oh no, this is something that I wore in the show. People are going to think I'm cosplaying myself. Yeah, I absolutely love it. One of my favorite parts of playing Waverly is that I get to go and wear the best costumes. No offense, guys. And we have a really fun session where our amazing wardrobe woman, Jennifer, she is incredible. She sources the most amazing outfits, puts together things that you never would have done, and it looks amazing. So it's all down to her really, and I just get to be a Barbie doll and just, yeah, play.
Keep your pink boots, the velvet ones.
Do you think I can walk in those? Like, I literally can. I was like, okay, every time you remember, I had a pair of Uggs next to me the entire time.
Every girl, when we shot the hockey game, every girl, there was a whole bunch of background performers, and they were all like teenage, and every girl came up to us, I love your boots, how'd you make your boots? Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, back up here.
Hi, this question is for Emily Andress. I want to know, were you aware of the unkillable gay trope when you started working on this? And like, do you have that in mind when you're writing? Because from all the queer fans, thank you.
No, I was very aware of barrier gays because of my work on Lost Girl. I was very lucky, I feel like, that I was aware of that trope. And we certainly have a lot of fun and adventure playing with those kind of expectations on this show. I think I just like to defy expectations in general, to be honest. I think with all my characters about who's going to survive and who's going to be a hero and who has resources we maybe don't expect. So I think some of hopefully subverting what I hope are some cliches in writing come from that desire to just say, fuck it, and try something else. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.
Hey guys. First of all, big fan, everything you do with your faces, great stuff. My question is for Emily, who, by the way, I did bring that Spice World DVD for you to sign.
Oh my god, amazing.
There's been a lot going on from season 1 to season 2 with time travel and 9 months that pass when everyone's asleep and then it unpasses. So my question is, from the season premiere of season 1 to the end of season 2, how much time has passed?
Dude, this smells like math. I was told there would be no math, read my contract, I'm a writer. The perfect amount of time that you think has passed. You're so smart, and I've always said this about you, that all your instincts are right, and God bless the Spice Girls. I cannot wait to sign that DVD. I know someone who can sing the entirety of the Spice Girls catalog, so... One thing that's kind of funny about the show, I will tell you, is we film in winter, so I feel like we kind of have to keep a perpetual winter in Purgatory. So that's going to be a really fun challenge in season 3. I look forward very much. How that works, yeah. I think 1 and 2 happen right together. I didn't answer the question. Go. Spice Girls! Woo! Thanks for bringing it.
Hi, my question is for Emily. It seems to me that your job is super difficult. You've got all these people next to you that are like a family, it seems like, and you really
But they're
enjoy
so
working
hard to
with
look
them.
at, but yes. Yes.
You've got that on one hand, and then you've got the fan pressure for certain storylines on another. How do you balance those two things and tell the story that you're supposed to tell rather than when you feel like you have to?
Right, that's a great question. And everyone else is going to answer it as well. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I'm fairly active on social media when I'm supposed to be doing other things. Even Tim Rosen was like, do you think you maybe need to stop tweeting? And I was like, I don't. Oh, thanks. I know it's always so weird when you like meet real life people and you said a lot of stuff on Twitter at 4 a.m. and you're like, hey everybody. I love the fandom, obviously, and we've said this so many times, but I think this show has been built on the fandom, really. I've never had a show that was built on you guys, so thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. And now, more than ever, that really counts. I'm certainly aware of like feelings in the fandom about what things they like and they don't. The truth is, and this is a controversial thing to say, social media is still a small part of the fandom. Like, if we have 50,000 Wynonna Earp fans, we have an audience of millions. So I think like people on social media don't represent the entire fandom, but certainly a huge part of it. I'm aware of like likes and dislikes in general, but I've said this so many times. Like now that we're going into writing season 3, I won't be on social media as much, she said famously. And except when I have a deadline, and then I'll be on constantly. But I've always said like, I can drive the bus, and you can get on the bus, you can be drunk on the bus, you can be laughing at the cheerleading on the bus, and you can be yelling at me when I'm driving, but you can't grab the wheel of the bus. You can get off the bus, but if we all try to drive the bus, we're gonna crash. So I'm gonna try to tell you a satisfying story, but probably not the way you expect. That's enough? Okay. Now I want to hear how the rest of the cast deals with social media. Go. Do you guys find it hard with the pressure on social media? You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely felt like when you know, I mean, this happened this year a little bit, we've talked about this, where you know that fans aren't going to like certain storylines or certain aspects of things. And what's hard is, and this is so good with the Earp fan base, and it hasn't happened very much, but it does happen when you have someone personally attacking your personal life choices.
Oh yeah, I hate
and
that.
the fact that I'm not really Nicole. I think sometimes it's hard because you want people to be super invested, and you like that's a huge part of our fan base is how invested people are. But at the same time, it's so much of it is not our decision, and so that's hard sometimes when you know things will upset people, and you have to just kind of play it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Does everyone concur? Cool.
Okay, good. Nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. So we'll come back.
Hi, this is actually for Dom and Kat. On the secrets thing, you know, Nicole's made the promise, you know, no more secrets from Dom. What's going to happen when she Waverly finds out that Nicole has been lying again, and how is Kat going to Nicole deal with it?
I feel like it's gonna be hard for Waverly because her sister's been lying about her mom, and then you're in a cult.
Yeah.
Is this what we're talking about? Did I just totally start a different conversation?
I feel like those guys at the end of the table have secrets too that they don't even know about yet, that are going to be really good. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. Sorry, I just suddenly had like a freak
I mean,
out.
but who knows? Like, we don't know that Nicole's in a cult at all. Like, that could totally not be the case.
We don't even know that it's a secret. We don't even know that Waverly doesn't already know.
Oh, fun.
I bought us some time.
Maybe we're both in the cult and we go there on weekends just for like
sexy lesbian cult.
Yeah, it's so hard to say. The thing that Emily does so well is surprise us all. Like, just when you think you've worked it out, I'm sure it's the same for you guys. It's like, I got this, and then no, not even slightly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
And just really, we trust Emily a lot. I mean, we really do. And I know we've talked about this before, but I don't ever worry about Nicole. Like, I know whatever shows up on the page is going to be the right decision.
Yeah. You guys all heard that for season 3, right? We don't legally binding contracts.
Thank you.
Hi guys, comment before a question. My comment is, I think I was fairly recent of probably like April, May, and I just wanted to thank you guys because I think it was amazing. I don't think I've ever seen a show where the cast is amazing and as well as the fandom being amazing. Like, the fandom is incredible. Opening show is as well. My question is, it's a little bit unrelated to Wynonna Earp, but Kat, you kind of answered this for me a little bit earlier, but my question is, what's kind of one piece of life advice that you would give to everybody, given that you all have had your own individual journeys?
I was really trying to work out whether you're from England, so I was like, is she? Are you from England?
Yeah, London.
Oh, hi. We should just go for coffee and chat because I miss it so much. Cool. Yeah, advice. I think that's what you were asking. My God, pressure's on. You know, I think that taking risks is really important. I think that we were just back there, Kat and I, and just were like, oh my God, how has this become our life? Like, this is incredible, it's so cool. And I've said it before, but like, I feel like Emily took a risk on bringing a little British girl over to play Waverly, and that was a bit of a crazy decision. Too late now. And so, yeah, that just started me off on a kind of the thought of like, oh, if you take risks, like, generally speaking, they pay off. And when I came to Canada, like, just putting myself out there, had to meet new people. So even just like walking up to people in random places and being like, you look really cool, can I be your friend? And like, some of them say no, but that's okay because some of them say yes. And that was like, I don't know, I've learned a lot about growing up and how important it is to just put yourself out there, because more often than not you get like an amazing response. So, I don't know, was that kind of okay?
Amira, what's your life advice? Come on, boys.
I would say, people always sometimes look for the pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, but you should remember that you're looking at a rainbow. Just to be present in the good times. Like, I'm super aware that this is an awesome time in my life, but there's something about being aware of that fact, because sometimes you could be going through the good parts of life and just take it for granted, and then when you hit the lows, you're just like, well, everything's against me, and you think that sometimes life is so bad and unmanageable, but that's because you didn't really pay attention when things were great also. So I'm super aware how awesome all of this is.
I guess mine would be just kind of accepting your flaws, and being different, because especially in these politically charged times, there's a lot of people that are being deemed, not right, or, not the norm. So I tell everybody here to embrace all your flaws, your differences, your quirks, all the weird things that, quirks, all the little things that you may think is odd or weird, or if you look different, not the same skin color as somebody, if you're gay, lesbian, LGBT, whatever you want, it's just whatever you think is best, just keep going for it. That's it. That's my advice. Don't like the rest.
I think I told you to travel. That's one of my regrets. I know that's not like as deep, but I agree with everything everyone said, but I really feel like traveling can kind of change your perspective on life and really shake things up, and that's one of my regrets, is I didn't travel, and it does get a little harder as you get more embedded with life and responsibilities, and I think that, and it doesn't have to be somewhere far or super exotic, but I think just getting yourself outside of your comfort zone, even if that's what traveling means. I think it's because there's so many pieces of yourself that you don't even know exist unless you're forced into some situation where you're maybe not comfortable, you're not familiar with it. So I think it's super valuable.
Mine is a little bit more philosophical than theirs. Don't bother shaving your legs with shaving cream. Just use hair conditioner. If it's gonna, it's so much smoother. I have a friend who's a stripper. It's the best thing I ever done in my life. So just throw it out. It's a scam. So that's the most important life tip I can give you, especially dudes and women. It's fine. I'm just saying. We've learned a lot today. We've learned how babies are made.
Hi everyone. Tim, I love your shirt. Thank you for wearing it. I think everyone in this room would agree that the Earper fandom is unlike anything anywhere else. And I was just wondering what your families think about it, and do they get it? Like, is it something that anyone can wrap their heads around?
That's a great question.
Guys, my mother is here. Not in the room right now. But she'll be here tomorrow in cosplay. And I don't think she gets it. It's so smart. No, it's pretty amazing. It's hard to explain to families, I think, until they see it, which is why it was really important for me that she came. To just witness the energy and the love, and I think it's a very, as Tim said, it's a really special time in our lives, and I wanted them to kind of get that on a deeper level of how lucky and how blessed I've been. So look out for Hot Mama.
My mom and dad both watch the show and are very, very proud of me. Though my mom is French-Canadian and she doesn't understand the American accent because she learned English in England, so she understands British accents, but she doesn't understand American accents. So I'm pretty sure she maybe gets like 5% of it, but she really loves it. So and my dad is just so proud of the feminist aspect aspect of the show, and the difference that, that Emily wrote it, but also my part in the Way Hot relationship and representing the LGBT community. So that's really awesome, and I'm, it's nice to have Daddy proud of that.
My grandmother is very upset with most of the things Doc does. So Grandma always calls me, why did Doc not be there? Grandma, I try. It's not up to me.
My family, they're all immigrants from Jamaica, so the fact that we've been on TV is the whole thing they're wrapping their head around. That's one. And two, all my cousins and uncles were full of family of guys, and they all love Wynonna. And I remember when my cousins met Melanie, man, they text me all the time. So hot. All my Jamaican uncles. That's good.
Oh, my mom is like 4'11" and loves it. She'll like break down the variety ratings and everything. She's totally into it. She loves it. She loves the boys. When she met Shamir and Tim on set, she just about died. And my dad loves it too. My in-laws are funny. Like they're very blue collar. And my partner is a writer as well, but they still don't totally know what I do, and it's not so it's too weird now to ask. They're like, do you fix TVs? Like, don't the actors make up their own lines? And like, sometimes they say like, it's not too late to just be a kindergarten teacher. You're really kids. And I'm like, well, that'd be fun too. So, but everyone's really supportive. So, thanks. Great question. Thank you.
All right, so we're moving.
Hi guys, love the show. Emily, you were saying earlier that some of your cast members might have some extra hidden depths.
They all do.
Well, might Calamity Jane be a shapeshifter?
Wow!
Who worked with the actual cat, but that cat was good. That cat was like the Meryl Streep of cats. My favorite thing is like, TV's so hard and it's so grueling, but sometimes you have a day where you're like, it's the day we're casting Nicole Hott's cat. And like you meet someone whose whole job is to be like a cat wrangler for TV, and you're like, how did you get that job? It's so crazy, and she takes it very seriously, and sure, maybe. I feel like anyone on the show could be a shapeshifter if we get enough seasons.
Thank you.
So Tim, you touched a little bit on this earlier, that Doc is going to have to deal with his mortality, but also Doc went to hell, and when he comes back, we could discuss why he went to hell. It could have been because of his actions. It could have been because of the contract that he signed to DVD that Sophie So, in that case, Waverly, Wynonna, and Jeremy are also shit out of luck.
Nicole's fine.
Yep, best decision she ever made. But anyhow, he's alive now. He knows that he's mortal, and that if something doesn't change, he's going to hell. So we don't know what season 3 is going to be like, but you know Doc. How do you think he's feeling like? Do you think he's going to try to change something? Do you think he's going to go off the deep end? How do you feel that his reactions will be?
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. I was trying to figure it out. I don't know if he was immortal or ageless or exactly what the ring did exactly. I think he could have still died, but he was ageless, so that's kind of like not dying. A bit. But yes, I think this is going to worry on him very much so. And I think of all the characters, he's going to deal with it probably the most irresponsibly and selfishly, and he does not want to go back to hell, or maybe he's ready for hell. I don't know. It could be, there's a flip side to the coin. You know, maybe being around for 150 years, after a while, hey man, maybe you've had enough. So maybe the one thing that he never could have was death. So maybe he's ready for that. I know he does have a baby now that he probably doesn't want to walk away from, but he does have that baby with someone who doesn't love him. So I don't know.
What?
Speculation.
Not in the same way. It's an unrequited love, which is sometimes the best love.
Presumption.
Presumption.
Fight.
Have you seen the way she looks at you? It's like, oh.
Yeah, but have you seen the way she looks at dolls?
Yeah.
He is a dragon, too.
Great question. I think whatever he can do to either get it back or embrace it, he's going to be horrible at it.
Sounds like fun to watch, though, to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I've actually got another question for Tim. How much work do you put into your mustache? Because I have jokes that I cannot
Doc Stash, love that question. Thank you. Obviously, I've already started, so it takes about 4.5 months of pure dedication. And then Shamir started too, so we're going to have double stashes next year. Spoiler alert.
I would love that, actually. So I like the facial hair on Shamir, too.
What about a mustache on Jeremy?
Oh my God. Show it.
If we don't push for it now.
Thank you. Over here.
Hi, I'm a musician and I'm a huge fan of all the music that has been picked for the show. It's really, really great. So I'm going to kind of ask a random music-themed question. If you could do any song for karaoke, what song would you do? That's for everybody.
As ourselves?
Yes.
What's your karaoke song? You guys don't have a standard karaoke song?
Son of a Preacher Man, Dusty Springfield's my go-to.
Mine is Mama Said Knock You Out. It's a song I'm gonna be fine with that one, so even if you can't sing, you like me. So.
Mine is Before He Cheats.
Yeah!
Expressed anger.
Nice. It's Carrie Underwood. Yeah, it's
Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers.
Wow.
When he has an Australian accent, just so you know, he's really good at it.
Yeah, one of them was. It's so hard, that accent. What accent is that?
Can I just tell them really quickly what happened? So Tim had an audition. He was like, Dom, I gotta do an Australian accent for my audition. He was like, can you listen to it for me? Just see what it's like see if you like it. And then he starts doing it in makeup, and I couldn't. I'm so kind always, but I just laughed so much. And then we started practicing all the time and do it. And he do his lines. It was the cutest thing ever. He's really good at it.
Yeah, see what your favorite song was.
Shamir, what's your karaoke song? Help us.
Bobby, talk about it to rip us. It's impossible.
What's your karaoke song?
My favorite
Son of a Preacher Man was Bones.
Is 1,000 Miles of Vanessa Carlton.
Nice. That's smooth. Yeah.
I need you. And I miss you. You got me drunk, and maybe, just maybe.
You know where you are. One of the things that as I've come to discover with the show is that there's been a fantastic, I'm not going to say softening necessarily, with Dawes especially. You were such a hard ass the first season, and then you just become, again, it's hard to call you a softie because you breathe fire. That's intimidating. But how much of that has you feel like has been much more of a release for you? You're not necessarily, I'm just rough black badge. Like it seems like you're having a little bit more fun now, unreleased. Are you looking forward to more of that as your character progresses down?
Yeah, great question. Thanks. Being able to, have colors in this part is so incredible, especially from the beginning of the season and seeing the progression of dolls, and it really gives us something to look at and look forward to watch. Because if you're watching for the first time, the first season to the second season, you get to see dolls in different light, and as an actor, it's so incredible that Emily gives me the opportunity to explore different, characteristics of dolls and also physicalities from turning into like a dragon lizard, from being possessed. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to season 3 and really maybe having this beer, really warming up.
Singing some Vanessa Carlton.
Yeah, Vanessa Carlton. Maybe dolls will break out a dance move. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to reading it every day. It just gives me something to work at. And in my real life, as you can tell, I smile every 2 seconds. But I think I could do some more of that season 3. But I really, really, really love the progression, and the fans. You guys really love dolls from day 1 up to this point. So you guys are the real troopers for sticking up with it and sticking to it. Thank you.
I've got a really off-the-wall question with them. This is one thing that perplexed me as someone watching the show. Doc's discovering technology is kind of a charming thing. You as a person, what would be the best piece of modern technology that Doc Holliday would discover? Would he just going to lose his mind and be like, you guys have had this and I've been in a well? What? Why are you doing now here?
Spas. I don't know why Doc's just not getting spas, manicures, full body massages, sea salt baths, bubbles. I just feel like
Pampering, just general pampering.
Pampering, yeah. Well, he's been in a well for 150 years. 150 years with nothing. Rocks, high rock. He had rock beach. I had Rocky George. No Rock Dom, that's for sure.
I thought you meant a discovery that you did not know about the spots.
Correct. Oh, I didn't answer the question. Oh, what was the question?
Yeah. Like some kind of modern technology, there's the whole phone thing. What else is out there in the world that, like, when Doc gets to discover the world, it's now expanded to him?
Well, I mean,
spas are a great answer. I love spas.
I don't know why I went to spas. Probably elevators are pretty freaky. So I'm trying to explain that to Doc. I don't think he'd get in there. That idea too quickly. Yeah, especially going down. Now you've got me going to hell and everything. Episode 1, season 3. Doc's in an elevator going to hell. With 3 mustaches.
Another thing that, as Wynonna noticed, the widows were just a force to be reckoned with there in the second season, and I really just love the performances. But there's one thing that it's obviously very intentional, was the costume design, the evolution of that costume. There was a moment where I'm like, wait, hold on, there's expanding before she becomes the White Widow.
Yeah.
How much of that was like, before like going into the character, like, all right, this is the evolution of the widows going into it?
Right, I think costume, thank you. I think that was Danny Kind and Megan Heffern, who were amazing as the widows. And I just personally love the way Widow Mercedes and Widow Beth were so different, and I thought their characterization of the 2 widows were so different. Yeah, honestly, God bless Danny for being in that thing. Like, it had the hugest bustle, and as it went on, it like got more and more rotted and matted and dirty. And the truth is, like, Danny literally got cast as Mercedes, and then we were like, P.S. His face is gonna be falling off near this giant muscle. And I was like, okay. So costuming was a huge part of it, and the intricacies on the costume are amazing. I'd love to bring them to a Comic-Con just to show what the wardrobe department did. Like just the coolest things too. Like there's all this, I feel like maybe American Horror Story did some of this, but like there was this trend in Victorian England to make like jewelry out of like baby teeth and dead people's teeth and hair. So they had like all these lockets made of hair and like rings that were literally teeth, and their wardrobe department like sourced it all. It was super creepy and cool. Yeah, it was really cool. So the detail that went into it, I thought was just amazing.
Yeah, you mentioned the doctor's costume as well. Like just the detail in general, from comfort to design, it's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we are at the end of our panel. It looks like we are at the end. Yeah, we're at the half hour. So on behalf of DragonCon, thank you all for attending. We're going to be with them a lot over the weekend. We're working crazy.
I'll try and
we're going to expect
go to everyone in Periscope each one.
We'll try to bring one to
Sanders is a thing. Alright, I'll talk to you guys on Twitter. Bye.